Welcome back, everybody, to Volatility Trading Strategies. So today I'm going to introduce another one of my go-to option strategies called stock replacement. Now, even if you're not an options trader and you just trade equities, for example, I think today's video is an important one to pay attention to because there are several benefits to stock replacement through options. And knowing how to do it can both earn you a higher long-term profit as well as mitigate some of your portfolio risk. So let me show you what it is. Stock replacement can be done on any asset that has a liquid options market. So indexes like the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ, hundreds of individual stocks, bonds, gold, real estate ETFs, anything that has an options market. Now, I'll do a generic hypothetical example in this video, just explaining the fundamentals of the trade. That's the first step, understanding the mechanics and how it actually works, as well as some of the lingo. And then in a follow-up video, I'm going to do a live trading example using the VXX, which might be familiar to some of you. It's the S&P 500 VIX short-term futures ETN. And that will allow me to kill two birds with one stone, so to speak. First of all, stock replacement works in the same way whether you're trying to simulate a long or short stock position. It can be used with both puts and calls. So using the VXX in my subsequent example will allow me to show you how to do that. Secondly, though, using options as stock replacement may be a potential workaround for some of you out there that have in some way or another been restricted from trading some of these ETFs in your brokerage account. Now, maybe it's your broker that doesn't allow you to do that, or perhaps it's a country of residence issue. Europeans can pay extra close attention here due to the recent MiFID II regulations that have been so problematic when they're trying to go trade their favorite US-based ETFs. Of course, every individual is going to be a unique case, but you can contact your broker and see if this is a potential solution for you. So let's get into it. Simply put, the stock replacement strategy involves buying in-the-money options to capture some of the benefits of owning the underlying stock without actually holding the stock. So the first little bit of jargon there is in the money. Imagine a stock that is currently priced at $50. A call option that's considered in the money is anything below that current price of $50. So a $40 call option would be called in the money. Deep in the money just means even further away. So a $25 call, for example, because it's way inside that threshold, we would call that deep in the money. The further in the money the option is, the higher what's called delta will be. Now, delta is a Greek symbol that represents the price change of the option in relation to the price change of the underlying asset. I'll leave a link here for my article on the option Greeks, but for this video it's not necessary. You just have to know that the higher the delta, the more of the underlying stock move the option will capture. So let me use the most simple hypothetical example possible, which is a deep in the money call option with a delta of 1. Delta ranges from 0 to 1. A 0 delta would capture 0% of the underlying stock move, and a 1 delta captures 100% of the underlying stock move. So let's compare these two buyers. Person A buys 100 shares of the underlying stock XYZ, which is trading at $100. 100 shares at $100, the capital outlay is $10,000. Person B buys one deep in the money $50 call option, which only costs $50. Remember, one option contract controls 100 shares of the underlying. So both of these traders control the same 100 shares. But the capital outlay for the option buyer here, since it's only $50 per contract, is $5,000. So half as much as the outright stock buyer. Now, if the underlying XYZ stock increases by $10, the outright stock buyer who has 100 shares is going to make $1,000, which is a 10% gain on the capital. The option buyer with the 1 delta option also earns $10 per share controlled, and they also have 100 shares. So again, it's the same profit of $1,000. But since the capital outlay was only $5,000, that represents a 20% gain on capital, which is twice as good. Now, of course, the flip side to that is if the underlying stock XYZ decreases by $10, they both lose the same $1,000. But for the stock buyer, that's a 10% loss, whereas the option buyer sees a 20% loss on capital. So of course it works both ways. The benefits to the stock replacement strategy are, first of all, it requires less capital to control the same number of shares. Second, the option buyer still retains some, Or if the delta is high enough, most of the benefits of holding the stock. Third, the potential return is higher, because you can control more shares with less capital. And lastly, it can reduce the maximum loss because the option buyer can put up less capital. You can only lose what you put up. In our example, if the stock did go to zero for some reason, the person who holds 100 shares loses all 10,000 of their money. The person who controls 100 shares with an option only loses 5,000 if the stock goes to zero because that's all they put up. So there's plenty of valuable benefits to stock replacement, but of course there are some downsides as well. First of all, option trading introduces time decay through another Greek symbol called theta. If the underlying stock goes nowhere, the stock buyer doesn't lose anything, but the option buyer is slowly bleeding capital through time decay. Second, it also introduces a volatility element through the Greek symbol vega. Long options are long vega. So in a nutshell, if the underlying volatility rises, the long option gains value, and if it drops, it loses value. So it's something external that needs to be taken into account. And lastly, of course, leverage works both ways, so the option buyer can also lose more money with less capital. In my opinion, though, the advantages far outweigh the disadvantages, so it's a very worthwhile trade to learn. But we do have to know how to mitigate those risks, and fortunately we can do that. The first risk was that time decay or theta value, and there's two ways we can reduce this. First of all, we only trade longer-term options, typically about 3 months out, which does dramatically reduce that theta value. Secondly, even if we do want to keep the position open for an extended period of time, we still rebalance regularly by closing it out and opening a fresh new position a little further out in time, always keeping that theta value low. The second risk I highlighted was the introduction of that volatility element known as vega. The solution here is simple as well. Just don't open long option positions during times of elevated volatility. We can wait until volatility is in its mid-range, or even better in its low range, which will provide even more insurance. And the last risk was that the potential loss on a high delta option was bigger on a lower capital outlay. But we don't want to put ourselves in a position where we can lose more money than the underlying stock is losing. You all know me by now. I'm a more conservative investor and I don't want that leverage. I'm just trying to simulate the stock position, so there's two things I can do here. First, buy lower delta options. Now, I personally tend to focus more in the 0.7 delta range, which reduces that exposure. If the underlying stock moves $1, a 0.7 delta option is only going to move 70 cents. And that's both directions. The potential for loss is reduced with lower delta options. But of course, the potential gain is reduced as well. Fair trade, in my opinion. It's all about reducing risk. And fortunately, this has the side benefit of better liquidity. Those high delta options have lower volume, which does introduce slippage. Now, 0.6, 0.7 delta options, on the other hand, they do tend to have higher volume. And the second thing I can do is I can still reserve the same amount of capital that it would cost to buy the shares outright. So in our example, $10,000 buys 100 shares. But since the option contract is only $50, technically I could buy 2 contracts and control 200 shares. But again, I don't want that leverage, so I'll still go ahead and buy 1 contract for $5,000, and I'll just keep the other $5,000 in unallocated cash. It's basically a cash-secured option, much like we do in some of our other strategies when we don't want the added leverage or risk. So let me review that risk mitigation one more time, because obviously this is the most important aspect of all investing. Anybody can make money in the short term by taking on excessive risk. But to succeed in the long run, we need to focus on risk management. So first, we trade longer dated contracts and we rebalance regularly. This reduces that time decay. Second, we only buy options when volatility is in its mid to low range. Buying long calls or long puts during elevated volatility is a bad idea from a risk-reward perspective. And lastly, we buy slightly lower delta options, and we reserve the full underlying capital because we don't want the leverage. So that's the mechanics of the stock replacement strategy. Now, I know some of you are thinking, wow, that sounded pretty complicated with all the numbers, the delta, vega, theta, rebalancing. Trust me, when I go through the live example using the VXX, it's going to be much more straightforward than you think. Essentially, we're just buying a single leg option. It doesn't get easier than that. Now, in a few seconds, there's going to be a link for my newsletter. I invite you to sign up for that and also prepare your simulated paper trading account. That way you can follow the trade in your own account and you won't be risking anything. You'll see how to open it, and also how to manage it through conclusion. And then maybe when you're ready, you can dip a toe in the water. But there's investors out there that for various reasons have been restricted from buying their favorite stocks, indexes, and ETFs. Like I said, citizens and residents within the European Economic Area have had some of these issues. But it could be other people for other reasons as well. So take your time, learn this trade, and it may be the solution you've been looking for. And of course, as always, if you have any follow-up questions at all, feel free to reach out anytime. I'm always here to help. Thanks for watching. So go ahead and click the link right here, sign up for the VTS newsletter, and when you do, you're going to get full access to all of my trading strategies for a full month absolutely free. And if you are new here, please consider subscribing to my channel. Also, if you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear from you. So go ahead and leave those in the comment section below. See you next time.